regarding citric acid cycle.
What about citric acid cycle?
I need everything about citric acid
Oh,
cycle.
honey, I'm so sorry. I can't help you with that because I'm so tired. You know, I'm a busy daddy. I have to sleep now, and I suggest you read the first.
Okay, Daddy. Okay, I understand.
Bye. Good night.
Good night, Daddy. Tulog na ako. Gusto ko kaluwahan.
Krebs cycle can also be called the citric acid cycle or tricarboxylic acid cycle. The Krebs cycle is the major energy-producing cycle of the body which happens in the mitochondria of the cell. The cycle starts with the 4-carbon compound oxaloacetate. It then adds 2 carbons from acetyl-CoA. Following adding 2 carbons from acetyl-CoA, it loses 2 carbons as carbon dioxide and regenerates the 4-carbon compound oxaloacetate. Step 1. Acetyl-CoA condenses with oxaloacetate to form citrate. Citrate synthetase is the active enzyme which is the catalysis of this reaction. It is important to note that citrate, which is the product of this reaction, will inhibit this reaction. Step 2. Through molecular rearrangement, citrate is isomerized to isocitrate. The active enzyme that promotes this reaction is actinidase. Step 3. The next step is the first oxidative decarboxylation reaction in the Krebs cycle, which results in carbon dioxide being produced. During this step, isocitrate is oxidized to alpha-ketoglutarate. This is mediated through the enzyme isocitrate dehydrogenase. ADP is used to activate isocitrate dehydrogenase. NADH is able to inhibit this enzyme. Step 4. The second oxidative decarboxylation reaction where carbon dioxide is released. During this reaction, alpha-ketoglutarate is converted to succinyl coenzyme A. This is done via the alpha-ketoglutarate being oxidized to an acid. Once this is done, it combines with COH to form succinyl CoA. NAD and hydrogen ions are also formed as side products. The reaction requires alpha-ketoglutarate dehydrogenase as the active enzyme, which also requires 5 additional cofactors. These cofactors are DPP, lipoic acid, coenzyme A, FAD, NAD+. Step 5. Succinyl coenzyme A is cleaved to form succinate. The enzyme succinyl CoA synthetase is responsible for succinyl coenzyme A being cleaved to form succinate. This is necessary in order to provide a high-energy bond for substrate-level phosphorylation of GDP to GDP. Step 6. Succinate is oxidized to fumarate. The reaction is mediated by the enzyme succinate dehydrogenase. Succinate dehydrogenase is unique as it is the only enzyme of the Krebs cycle that is found in the inner mitochondrial membrane. All other enzymes are found within mitochondrial matrix. When succinate is oxidized to fumarate, 2 hydrogens are removed together with their electrons from succinate. These are then transferred to FAD, forming FADH2. Step 7. Fumarate generates malate. During this step, fumarase mediates fumarate to malate. This happens via water being added across the double bond of fumarate. The product of this is the generation of malate. Step 8. Malate is oxidized, regenerating oxaloacetate. Malate dehydrogenase mediates malate being oxidized, regenerating oxaloacetate. Vitamins are necessary for the proper function of the Krebs cycle. The cycle cannot happen without niacin. Niacin is utilized for the synthesis of NAD, which is used in isocitrate dehydrogenase, alpha-ketoglutarate dehydrogenase, and malate dehydrogenase reactions. Riboflavin is equally important in the synthesis of FAD, which will be used succinate dehydrogenase reaction. Finally, FAD is also required by alpha-ketoglutarate dehydrogenase and pyruvate dehydrogenase reactions. Thus, without the above, the Krebs cycle cannot function, and no ADP will be produced.
Classmate, that's all. Glycolysis and citric acid. Ridiculously made simple by me.
Guys, please pass your assignment.
Oh my god!
Yeah, what up, Detroit?
No, he didn't. They didn't do it again. What? You shit on these niggas 2 times, Dr. Dre?
Oh, for sure.
No. You smell that? This is special right here. What? Yeah. It's a toast to the boogie, baby. To the boogie, oogie. Yeah. What's cracking, Dre?
Just let me lay back and kick some old simplistic pimp shit on slim shit and start rise like Limp Bizkit. Stone guilty conscience.